Hello guys, this is Pap from Pap back at it again, and finally we got the ban list applied to the game. It's still only on PvP, so you won't see the changes in the text of the skills, while the ban list of course is perfectly applied I think everywhere. But as you may have seen from the title and the thumbnail, we're talking about Dark Magician today, the buff to the Bane of Darkness skill, to see if really will make the deck have a step forward into the meta, or actually it just isn't enough. I will show you the deck list. I will show you the combo that I found to have a Buster Blader combo on the field. You can decide what you want to maximize in terms of consistency from the deck list. I'm going to explain you everything, but before jumping right into it, guys, just a quick reminder: if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So I'm here with the little boy Yugi because I'm using this guy right now, and here is the deck list. So here it comes, Bane of Darkness. So what's the change here? The change here is now that you can summon also Buster Blader monster and Dragon, and among the dragons you basically have access to Buster Dragon and Bishop Balkan. Now this was the option that I went for, it is Buster Dragon, to of course summon a Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. So finally the skill makes sense as it was originally planned for. I mean, Bane of Darkness, it lets you play a Buster Blader from out of nowhere, but in the beginning you couldn't summon the Buster Blader stuff itself, so what was the point? Now finally we got this change, but would it be enough to make this competitive? Yeah, not sure. So you can easily summon the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman because you can just play a Dragon monster in your extra deck, and the dragon monster that we're talking about is the Imduke. So basically, to summon this boy, it's just easy to get summon Dark Magician, get the skill out, and then you link summon your Imduke, and then your poly can just be used for the Buster Blade, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. But of course we know that this guy, unless you're playing against Blue Eyes, Tachyon, or Rockets, where you're not really having that much fun with this guy because he literally does nothing if it's not against dragons. So we know that to make this work, we have to summon the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman alongside Buster Dragon. And here comes the tough part. So we can summon this guy, but it's super tough to pull out. But the combo I'm gonna show you basically makes you able to summon to end your turn 1 on Buster Dragon, Buster Blader, the fusion guy, and one between Dark Paladin or Dark Cavalry. So it's you to choose for these two. It's either Dark Paladin or Dark Cavalry, and this choice can actually make a huge difference, as of course we know these negates eventually these negates targeting in general, while this negates any kind of spell on any kind of spell card, and both are not once per turn. But this is not irrelevant because you're gonna end the turn with one card in your hand, so you just have one negation and you have to choose between the Dark Paladin and Dark Cavalry. First thing first, let me start saying this combo is not super consistent because we need the tuner level 1, and unfortunately the only tuner level 1 that is worth the thing is just Adara, because you can special summon it. It actually follows the limitations of the skill. It falls under the limitation of the skill, so you can special summon this guy and you have no -1, no cards to discard, nothing. This is actually the only tuner you can use level 1 to go into this, at least the ones that I found out. When you go second, you can use even other cards, like for example the Sprite, like this, but then you're required to have one more monsters on the field. That needs to be usually the Apprentice, so that becomes even tougher because then you need 2 cards more, one more card. Apart from the tuner, you also need the Apprentice, and it becomes tougher and tougher. Instead, with the Adara, you just need Adara itself, the Dark Magician of course, and the Magicalized Fusion. So there are many ways to try to maximize some some sides of the consistency. Okay, so because it's a three card combo, you can decide to maximize not the Dark Magician part, because we already play literally 9 Dark Magicians. The Dark Magician itself 3 copies, the Summoner's Art, and also the Apprentice Illusion Magician. For the other part instead, we have the Tuner and the Magicalized Fusion. Now, to increase the Tuner side, I guess you can try to play either the DD Sprite or another monster that can special summon itself pretty easily, should be Jet Synchron. But you still have to find a way to discard to the grave, and then we fall under the circumstance of having the Apprentice in hand. So it's still super tough to maximize the Tuner part, but what you can do instead is maximize the Magicalized Fusion part, and in that case it's super easy. You can just play Necrofusion instead, as you can see right here. So you can play this. At this point we don't care if the monster gets summoned during your opponent's turn. We really don't care about it, as you can just do it in the draw phase. It's true if your opponent draws the drop letter, the Book of Eclipse, that could be a problem, but this is the only way to do it. So, and of course, to play the Necrofusion, you will just replace either Piercing the Darkness or the Book of Eclipse, as those are just the cards that do not serve on purposely the combo. I mean, especially the Book of Eclipse is just for those damn birds. While instead the Piercing the Darkness can somehow help, as of course it gives you an extra draw, and it makes easier to OTK with your Dark Cavalry or your boys, because you can go above anything with in the battle phase thanks to the Piercing the Darkness. Keep in mind that. So I would rather not get rid of Piercing the Darkness if it was to be me. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna show you a lot of replays going first, when you see also that I lost going first, just to show you that this combo is still fragile, like not that super fragile, because when you pull out the Buster Blader plus Buster Dragon, it still means your opponent cannot activate Monster's effect, but of course one single staple can disrupt the combo. And we know how common, how popular has been Book of Eclipse nowadays, so that's the thing. But yep, that's it. Going second, guys, you have tons of way to finish your opponent thanks to Dark Cavalry's piercing damage, and then you have the multiple summons and so on. So you could also take into account playing the Circle. Why the Circle? Circle can be an additional +1, but the problem that I actually found with Circle is that the only card we're playing right now that can be added to your hand with the Circle is just eventually another Circle itself or the Dark Magician itself. So you could decide to play this maybe instead of Piercing the Darkness, or instead of the Book of Eclipse if you want to do it totally no back row, and you could do it. But this has a good side, and the good point is that when combined with the Dark Magicians, it can give you +2, and actually the +1 you get with the Dark Magicians can be of your choice, because keep in mind you choose the order of the card. So the combo Dark Magicians plus Dark Magical Circle could really help you get the missing piece of the combo. Keep in mind also that the Adara can be special summoned only if you control no effect monsters, so you just have two sides, two moments when to summon Adara. Is that if you draw it on your first draw, of course your first 4 cards, or if you summon Dark Magician with the Piercing the Darkness on the field to draw an extra card, that if you draw the Adara with the extra card, you're still able to summon the Adara and go into your Buster Blader combo. Guys, I hope I was clear with this. Of course, if you have any questions, don't forget to drop them in the comment section down below. Today in the stream, guys, we're gonna play probably Invoked and see if we can put Kakitus back to life, and eventually I will find myself playing this in another stream, but not today because you're actually seeing this video right now. And yep, that's it for the explanation. Let's jump right into the replays. Here we go, guys. First replay, as you can see right here with this weird setup, because the game just decided that I couldn't open the replays on the app from the PC, from the game on the PC, so I had to do on the phone, and this is what it looks like. So we have as you can see here, this is the combo. We have, actually this is not the turn 1 combo, in fact we're going second, so this is just to show you how good could be, I mean, the classic Dark Magician going second, as you can see here. So he's got the classic, not a really classic turn 1 because he's not playing Ballad Watch, as you can see right here, but he's playing instead just a couple of level 6, so I guess he was planning on something else. I think this build was more focused on bringing Plasma out instead of anything else. So we had the triple Dark Magician in hand. We started here, as you can see, with the Dark Magician summon. I actually used the second part of the skill first, so that I could return eventually the fusion wave motion in case I don't need it. So this is something you can do only if you have a couple of Dark Magician in your starting end. But in the end, I end up returning the Dark Magician as well anyway, because I have basically triple Dark Magician. I have another Summoner's Art, so I'm chilling in terms of Dark Magician. I started straight away with Dark Cover just because I was afraid of the back bros basically, and then the fusion wave motion to try to go for lethal at this point. I've got also, I'm just basically thinning the deck, getting another Dark Magician out, and the Book of Eclipse in case. He's got, we knew he had the Dangerous, so I thought he could have done into Dreamer. Farfa is not a problem because we can just negate that, of course, with the effect of Dark Covering. He's got the Book of Eclipse though. He could have used that before, definitely, right? But still, we got still the negation of Farfa and then a Book of Eclipse in the end to draw a card. Of course, Adara is too late right now. And it's got the Typhoon to begin with. We can negate with Dark Cover because we want to keep the Book of Eclipse 100%. Is basically our only option to stop Plasma eventually. So it's got the Power of Acquisitiveness, as you can see, to shuffle through and get and get an additional boy there. I wanted to see if it's kind of cut, but I mean, I guess it's fine. So we got it's got the Xyz summon rank 6 of Beatrice, but it's not for Ballad, which as I told you guys, and this happened just to send another Celestial. Then it's got the Dark Angel. Look at that, what a play. I had to use Book of Eclipse straight away because otherwise Dark Angel would have just negated that, so I had to do it. And it was the best move because, as you can see right now, thanks to Malicious, he's gonna have 3 monsters on the field so he can summon Plasma. And from my point of view, it's better that he steals Dark Cover when it's set. So if I didn't use Book of Eclipse, he could have stolen Dark Cavalry in attack position and plus getting thus getting the boost. Now, because he just stole a set monsters, he gets no boost. That's the answer. So he's attacking, but in 1900 monsters is not that much of a problem because we can just summon Dark Magician and go straight away. Keep in mind that set card is just Dark Cavalry. We got also the Magicalized Fusion, so this was even easier from this point of view because we can just get the Dark Magician and basically have a couple of monsters, and it is what we needed because keep in mind he still has the Dreamer in the graveyard, so with the first attack he's just gonna save his Plasma, as you can see right there, but then with the second attack we're just gonna get rid of him. Now we also gonna have eventually some draws if he tries to activate a spell card. He's got Malicious effect of an extra monster, and then he has to end his turn. It's got nothing more. But now what's the thing here? I was playing also Recovery Fusion, guys, but I suggest you not playing this anymore because it was not needed in the end of the final deck list. The Recovery Fusion here, what's the important thing right now is that we needed to go lethal without destroying the Ferocious Swordsman, because the problem is that he can bring out Plasma, I guess, from the grave. So Dark Cavalry here, going for lethal just through the Malicious. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Second duel, my boys. We're going first now, and here comes the combo. So, actually this was not needed, the full combo was not needed because we're playing against Tachyon, so we know his deck means actually dragons, so we don't care about Busted Dragon, but it comes, you just need, it's a triple card combo. We got the Dark Magician in terms of Summoner's Art, we got the Adara, we got the Magicalized Fusion, that's everything we need. So you get the Dark Magician out, you first summon, I used the effect to get the Busted Blader, but keep in mind guys, do not flip that up. If you flip up Busted Blader, you can't summon Adara anymore, so eventually for the the duels, guys, just go first Adara so you don't make any mistake. So we went into Adara, then of course special summon because we control no face up effect monster, then Dark Magician normal summon to get an additional no additional draws because we do not have Piercing the Darkness, but still we got the Poly and the fusion wave motion, then synchro summon first into Buster Dragon, then again it was not needed here, and as you can see, guys, important thing, the Buster Dragon needs to be summoned in your main monster zone, not the extra monster one, because in the extra monster one goes the Link monster you're gonna see in a second. So Buster Dragon summons the Buster Blader back from the grave, then Dark Magician Link summon into Chalice, into Imduk. And then Polymerization, Buster Blader, and the Imduk, that is a dragon monster, into the Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. Here comes the combo, and then in the end, Magicalized Fusion. And from here, of course, because you're banishing both Buster Blader and Dark Magician, it's up to you. You get to choose to go either into Dark Paladin or into Dark Cavalry. So, of course, Dark Paladin seems like a better option overall because you can just negate also, stuff like Book of Eclipse or Forbidden Dropper, not really, because if he just drops a monster you can't, but of course you can negate spell trap card generically even if they do not target. But against, for example, the Flare, you definitely want to go Dark Cavalry because the Buster Blader negation is not applied to the cards in end, so Soch the Flare will still be able to pop any of your monsters and go through the combo. So here it comes, as you can see, but again it was not needed. He's got because all the monsters he has are dragons, so of course the Buster Dragon was really not needed here, and I guess we could have gone into probably other stuff eventually, but still he's got, as you can see, the Buster Blader stuff. But here the problem is still eventually if he has any back row. I mean, if he just sets a monster and then has a couple of trap cards, you're pretty much scooped. That's the problem. So he's got the Tagian Transmigration, as you can see here. He did Galaxy Eyes, but again everything is negated, everything is put into defense, and he's got double set plus the counter trap, so that's tough. So at this point we're just attacking, but in the end it seems like he was waiting for us to do something, but we have also pressing damage with the Buster Blader fusion, so that's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Here we go, my boys, third duel against Altergeist Override. Let's see what we have here. So we do have the combo, we have a couple of Adaras here, but I mean, it's not a problem because we can just shuffle them back into the deck. But as you can see, against Altergeist, going first and having actually the Buster Blader set up would have been pretty nice, right? Because you can negate all the Altergeist monsters effect. So we're going for the combo anyway, summoning Adara to begin with, then Dark Magician into, then first the skill because I have a couple of Dark Magician to return one of the Magicalized Fusion eventually. I went first into Buster Dragon, but I made the mistake of summoning the boy there because I was sure he had something. So I used the effect to get the Buster Dragon out, used personal spoofing to get the multi-faker and eventually the Silk Rose. So, but this can help you going second to have an additional combo line that your opponent might fear, so he has to disrupt, and then you go with the classic stuff, right? Because keep in mind, he's bouncing before I even get my polymerization out. So that was nice. So it's got the bounce straight away on the Buster Dragon, but we don't care about that. Now we summon Dark Magician, we got the polymerization plus the of course the diffusion wave motion, and at this point we're using the polymerization to go straight away into what? Dark Cavalry, just to negate eventually anything he has, and then Magicalized Fusion to go at this point for lethal into another Dark Cavalry just in case he can summon something else, and yeah, he just scooped. So that's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Here we go, my boys. This is an example of how unlucky you could be even if you have the perfect combo. Again, guys, here you don't need the Buster Dragon because we know rockets are just dragons, so you don't really need that stuff. But and maybe I could have played it different, but still, look at this. Of course, we got the combo because it's just the 3 cards: Dark Magician, Adara, Magicalized Fusion. Adara to begin with, of course, to avoid any mistake. Then Bane of Darkness, return the Book of Eclipse and go into the Buster Blader. Then flip up Buster Blader, Synchro Summon into Buster Dragon, and then in the main monster zone, Buster Dragon to go bringing back the Buster Blader. You normal summon first Dark Magician. I mean, it's not important the order at this point. you just grab the couple of cards. It comes first the Link Summon, of course, of I'm Duke to get him out, and then Buster Dragon to bring back the Buster Blader. At this point, polymerization of Buster Blader and the I'm Duke to go straight away into the Fusion Buster Blader, and then in the end, Magicalized Fusion. At this point, the choice was crucial. I went with Dark Paladin because I was afraid of spell cards eventually, but look at this. In fact, he can't do nothing. Look at this. He can just set cards, but how lucky was that on 28 cards, I'm just attacking, he's got the Treacherous. Now in this case, of course, if I had the Dark Cavalry, I could have stopped the Treacherous. But I decided to go for Dark Paladin, that's why the choice can matter here and it's important. So at this point, it just pops everything, he broke my board, and at this point it's tough to come back unless you get a another Magicalized Fusion basically, and I scooped, as you can see, so congrats to our opponent. Last but not least, showcasing the combo again, as it can really be overwhelming. Now, why I'm showing you this, because Shuttle is in one of the other decks that can actually do something against this combo. Why? Because some of their effects activate from the grave. So if they somehow manage to send something to grave, they can activate the effect and destroy or bounce some of your monsters, okay? So, or negate the effect with the Earth type Shuttle monster, right? So, classic combo, as I've actually shown you before. It's basically this. We're getting the cards with the skill. I'm Duke is coming, then Buster Dragon, getting the Buster Blader back with its own effect, and then polymerization. Of course, the Buster Blader Fusion is coming on the field, and in the end, the Magicalized Fusion. And again, instead here, the choice of Dark Paladin was right. Why was it right? Because that is a way that can send stuff to grave, and it's Shuttle Fusion. But if you just negate the Shuttle Fusion, they can't do nothing. And in fact, I guess he had it. He went with the Shuttle Falco, turned to defense, and then he just scooped. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Again, guys, sorry for this weird setup, but it's because, of course, the game has some issues with, I guess, with the Chronicle cards, with the Chronicle rarities, and it just makes the replay freeze and make the game crash. So I had to show you this with the phone. So I'm actually showing this from the phone. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Again, it's a nice one. It's a nice deck. I think at the end of the month you can cut with this, even against stuff like the birds eventually, because if you go first and set up that play, you're just chilling. Like against that, they can't do nothing with those birds because they become dragons. So it's a nice deck. Did I wish we had more consistency or there was a little bit more to it? Yeah, probably. But this is still a great combo that we have no control in terms of consistency. We have to wait for some more support in terms of tuner, maybe some other level 1 tuner that can help us. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.